Hi everyone, my name's Vanessa and I'm a librarian at the Bridgewater Public Library, and this video I am going to show you how to make a plant macrame hanger or holder for your plant. It's going to be good for a beginner macrame project. You don't have to have a lot of macrame experience to do this. And the good thing about hanging your plants is when you are running out of shelf space or table space or plant stands for your plants, hanging them is a good way to display them and store them. So I'm going to be trying to make a hanger for this guy right here. What you're going to need is a flexible macrame cord. You could use, they come in different sizes. But if you don't have macrame cord, you could use whatever cord you think will be sturdy enough and flexible enough for you to knot. And you're going to need 4 pieces. As you can see here, I had measured out for each piece 90 inches. And having longer cord is kind of good because it gives you room to make the knots. But you can adjust the size. If you wanted to make a smaller holder or a longer holder, you can just adjust the length that you think you're going to need. And the first step is you're just going to make a loop to hang it. So you'll take the 4 pieces of cord that you've cut. So I've got 4 here. And you'll kind of line them up so that they're even, and you're just gonna half it like so. And then once you've got the half, you're going to make one big knot at the top. Like that. So that will be the hook for the top, and you can just tighten it by pulling on these cords too, just to make sure it's extra secure. That just tightens up that knot like so. Alright, so I've already done that here. Now you don't have to put beads on it, but I did, and I can show you if you're interested how to do that. So I have some beads here, just wooden beads. Always good to make sure you get a bead with a large enough opening so that you can get the cord through, which I'm going to demonstrate how to do here. If you have any type of thing to thread it through the bead, I think that's helpful. Sometimes it's hard to get the cord through there. So I made out of floral wire, I just bent a piece of floral wire, a little loop here so that I can put my cord through, like so. And then you're just going to kind of feed the floral wire with the cord on it through the bead. And sometimes it takes a little bit to get it on. But now my bead is on here, and I'm just going to take the cord out of the floral wire, and that's how I got my bead onto the macrame like that. And I only put this bead on one cord, but you do want to put it, if you decide to do a bead, you want to feed 2 strings through the bead. So you would follow that same process again. You just poke another cord through the bead so that you've got 2 going through the bead. And you're going to want to do that 4 times. So, because when you folded it, you ended up having 8 pieces, so to speak. So 2, that's 1, 2, another 2 is 3, another 2 is 4. So you should have 4 strands that you're working with. But if you didn't want the bead, that's okay. You still just are going to want to take 2 cords to start. So the next part is, once you've got the bead on the 2 strings, you want to secure the bead by tying a knot at the bottom or base of the bead, which I've done one already, but I'll show. The other important thing, you want to make sure the beads are all kind of lined up at the same point. So I'll do the next one. So I haven't knotted it yet. You're just going to take the ends of this and making a knot at the base of the bead. And the good thing about macrame is you can adjust the knots and stuff to get it right where you need it to be. Okay, so you're going to do that for each one. You're going to do that 4 times. All right. So here we are, 4 times, and they're all, can adjust a little pulling on them, but they should be all about the same length. And if you needed a close-up of that, it's just you're tying, whoops, you're tying a knot at the base of the bead so that it's going to look kind of like that. Okay, with 2 going through. You'll do that 4 times. Okay, so once you've done that, we are now going to take, let's see, you want to take 2 cords that are adjacent to one another, and you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of string here at the bottom, and the middle pieces you're going to want to tie a knot. Okay, so what that's going to look like is you'll kind of have this like V shape, and I can kind of bring it a little bit closer, but you'll have this V shape in the middle. Okay. So you tied those middle strings here together. Okay. Now you're going to do that again. The next 2 that are adjacent to one another, the 2 beads, you can use that as a focal point, and then those, you have the knots, the 4 cords here, and you're going to take the cords that are in the middle closest to one another, and you want to do another knot about the same place that you did that other knot. You can always adjust the knots if you don't get it even. All right, and you're going to do that all around. So then you've got 2 beads again next to each other. And you're going to do it again. So at this point, you should have another 4 sets of knots, if you can kind of see that. And you do want them to all be kind of the same. You can adjust them, but at the same spot on the macrame cord. So I've got these knots here. All right, now what you want to do is make sure your plant fits in there. So just going to position it. Like so. Okay, so as you can see, you've got the bead, the knot, and then those bottom knots are kind of the base of where the plant's sitting in, and this one fits nicely, as you can see. And so the last step is you're just going to tie a knot, one big one, with all the cords at the bottom of this. And kind of adjusting it to make it tight again. And you can pull again on those each individual strings to make it tight. And voila, you have your macrame plant holder. I'll take it off the hook and try and do a little close-up here. So really, it's not many knots, you know. You've got this one, that one, these guys, and then one final big one at the bottom. So I hope that you have found this helpful to hang your plants, and you can always leave the cords long, trim them. You could trim the cords and fray it by making little frays at the bottom with the macrame cord. And it's just a really great way to hang your plants. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and have found it helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good day.